Hi, this is Max from WEZOM, and today I'd like to showcase a concept for the guest supplier company's customer application. It is a simple and user-friendly application that could elevate your customer satisfaction rate to a whole new level. So let's take a look at it. After the splash screen that we see here, we find ourselves on the login screen where we expect our user to enter nothing more but their phone number to authorize. The main visual block on this very screen is a promotional photo or video that may be chosen by our client. To start, we enter the phone number and tap the Continue button. Here, we verify that the user is actually the person who owns the number by sending him the confirmation code. At the bottom of the screen, we may resend the code after a minute-long timer or proceed with the code received. On the home screen of the application, we see all the info about customers' bills and consumption. On the top, there is a card with my last sent readings, the teeny tiny graph, info on my billing period with a progress bar so I can quickly understand visually how much time it's left till the next billing period, the deadline for the next reading submit, and the expected consumption for the next month calculated based on my average consumption and the season. Next up, there is a possibility to go to the detailed consumption data and tarification, where we can also see when our current tariff ends below. There is a list of my bills where I can see first of all if there are anything unpaid right now, and then the history of my bills. If there is something wrong with my readings or bills, first of all we expect our application to send the user the push notification, but on the app's main screen it will be marked the following way. We see that the Submit button appeared in front of the empty readings field. The progress bar and the card itself are now having their red border. And if I have unpaid bills, I see them marked red, unlike the paid bills. And the paid block which we have here, now is a button to pay them all in one touch. So the screen is the most functional. When we choose to submit the readings, we see the month we are submitting for, then the placeholder for the number we are about to submit, previous month's readings, and on the button itself, the amount of consumption we are about to submit. Moving on to tarification, here we see the available tariffs for our user. The first one here is of course our current one, when we can see its name, its short description, some features, and the common data and consumption limits, and the price per cubic foot. We also suppose that we could recommend the tariffs to the user based on his consumption type and building size, which we'll know. If we scroll horizontally here, we can see other tariffs and compare them to our current one. On the top right, we have our tarification history, where we see our previous tariffs separated based on the periods of usage, see the price that we paid for it while using them, and we can download the signed offer for them. Speaking of which, if we need our user to sign the electronic tariff offer, we can make it easier, right in the app. So, based on the status of the tariff, it can be either active, waiting for an offer, or ready to sign here. User can just draw their signature and send it or clear it if it's wrong. In the consumption details, we see the accent shift from the bottom to the top. Here we highlight the graph of our consumption. We recommend showing the statistics separated by years, so it's easier for a consumer to digest. So on the top of it, we see the current year and the button to change it. Then the graph is divided into months and cars, where we see the consumption and cost also marked with little tags that help us to see the dynamics, whether we consume more or less than in previous months. On the very bottom, we see the fixated area where we see the total consumption this year and total cost paid. If we decide to change the year, we can also compare it with another period and select 2 years in once. We'll then have it like this. We see two graphs, one of them being gray, and then the data on the first and second chosen year accordingly. Here is the news section. It's divided into categories, yet free to serve without categorizing them. Inside the article, we see quite a common structure for the news. So the headline, the attributes, the picture, and the text with the button to share it. In our profile section, we see our user's name and phone number linked to it, their contract and account numbers, which they can easily copy to the clipboard and reuse them somewhere, and the functional block with settings. They can enable or disable notification, choose the language, set the auto logout feature, read the terms and conditions, or logout. In the end, you'll receive a convenient and user-friendly mobile application, a perfect tool for attracting new clients and retaining existing ones. Moreover, the implementation of AI in the chat will reduce the processing time of the client's request and save approximately 27% of your call center workload. Sounds impressive, doesn't it? Please let me know your thoughts on this concept and let's discuss how we can implement it for your company. Thank you for your time and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.